Hi everyone, my name is Anaïs Tungi and I work as a research assistant for the World Bank. Today I will be presenting my research paper on child poverty in Nigeria, which I conducted with the guidance of my mentor, Dr. Kehinde Ajayi. So conventionally, monetary poverty is assessed at the household level, comparing income, consumption, or expenditure to a national poverty line that's considered sufficient to purchase a basket of goods and services. However, conventional measures of poverty do not necessarily capture intra-household distribution, and that's particularly the case. That's particularly the case for children, even though their ability to meet their needs is highly dependent on adults in the household. But on the other hand, multidimensional poverty allows to observe dimensions of poverty, which could be liable for children outcomes and intra-household differences. But so far, very few studies have comprehensively reviewed both poverty measures, especially in the context of Nigeria, even though it has the largest number of poor people in sub-Saharan Africa. And the idea is that such an analysis will actually be relevant because it could provide a roadmap for policymakers seeking to implement effective solutions to poverty beyond simply targeting children based on household income. So for my paper, I identify monetary poor children using a binary outcome, which indicates whether a household yearly expenditures fall strictly below the national poverty line of 137 400 Nigerian nairas. And for multidimensional poverty, I am using the MODA methodology, which is a right-based framework approach that's rooted in the Convention of the Right of Children, where children needs are multidimensional and age-specific. There are specific indicators and dimensions which are binary outcomes. And the idea is that a child is considered multidimensionally poor if he or she is deprived in at least two dimensions. So for example, when I'm looking at nutrition, I'm considering three different indicators, which are stunting, wasting, and underweight for children less than 5 years old. And if a child is deprived in at least one indicator, he will be considered deprived in that specific dimension. And if the child is deprived in at least two dimensions out of the five that I'm considering for different age group, then the child will be considered multidimensionally poor. So in terms of my data, I'm using three different data sets: the Living Standard Measurement Study and two waves of the General Household Survey. And the idea is because the General Household Survey had richer data on children outcome, but the Living Standard Measurement Study actually had information on monetary poverty. So the first thing that I did is I conducted a distribution analysis where I find that there's as much monetary poverty as there is multidimensional poverty in the Northeast and the Northwest region of Nigeria, and in general in the entire country. I find that the share of monetary poverty is 47%, but the share of multidimensional poverty for two deprivation is 86%. And even when we look at three deprivation, we still find that 66% of the children in my sample are considered multidimensionally poor. And the specific indicators are like dimension in which they are poor in are ICT, sanitation, and housing, with 97% of the sample being deprived in ICT. And further, when we test for differences in characteristics, I find that children age is a strong determinant of higher education deprivation, but it's a lower determinant of ICT deprivation. I also find that differences in deprivation are not driven by the gender of the child or the gender of the head of the household. And finally, in my subsequent analysis, I consider four different poverty groups: children who are multidimensionally and monetary poor that I consider poorest of the poor. Then I have children who are only monetary poor that I call income poor. Then I have children who are multidimensionally poor, but they are not monetary poor. And finally, I have non-poor children. So when I'm looking at the four different poverty groups, I actually find that the largest rates of deprivation exist for the poorest of the poor and for the overlooked poor children. But I also find that ICT deprivation remains higher across all the different age groups. But interestingly, income poor children have lower health deprivation. So in conclusion, I find that children who are deprived in two dimensions are 27% more likely to be monetary poor. I also find that existing policies based on monetary poverty are potentially overlooking about 43% of Nigerian children who are only multidimensionally poor. I also find that ICT deprivation affects about 97% of the children in my sample and cuts across all of the different poverty groups, which makes it very relevant for policy making in the digital economy. And finally, I find that the education level of the head of the household is a much more important determinant of of both monetary and multidimensional poverty than the gender of the head of the household. So in general, my conclusion is that child poverty measures or policies or solutions should include complementary of policies that address both household expenditure but also infrastructure availability. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you found this presentation as informative as I did.